Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, and we are back again to look at the pre-market session. I'm a little bit late recording today, but I'll get on track from tomorrow onwards. The most important thing is that we are looking at NVDA earnings, which is going to be the biggest one, which will impact any movement this week, apart from the political news that may come up. So that's the main focus. So with that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. As you can see in the CNBC website, we got the Dow futures down 0.25, S&P futures up 0.08%, and the Nasdaq futures is up 0.41%. And if you look at the fear and greed index, we are in the neutral zone at this point of time. There's a little bit of indecision out here, at least in my mind. I'm looking at the earnings economic calendar, and the initial jobless claims is the only thing that I think is meaningful out here. I feel that this week is going to be driven by the earnings report from NVDA, which is coming up shortly. I'm also closely watching for Walmart report because I have invested long term in Walmart and it's doing pretty good. That will also give me an indication for Costco, and this is going to be retail heavy earnings week, and therefore at the end of this week we'll be getting a good idea of how strong the US customer is, and that's something that will give us an idea of the trajectory of interest rate cuts and the health of the economy overall. And that's the way I'm looking at the earning calendars. Other notable earnings are from Intuit, which is as well as Lowe's, which will report this week. So those are the things that are going to drive the news cycle this week. And then if I was to look at our TradingView platform and look at the futures, I can see that the Nasdaq futures is up 0.40%. But before I proceed further, let me give you a brief summary of the way I have been looking at the market since my return from the vacation. So I'm thinking that I've just got some notes to summarize my points. I think last week S&P was down almost 2% and Nasdaq down almost 3%. And what I found that was that mostly the Mag 7, which are in our watch list, Mag 6, they are the one which lost maximum ground. And the bright spots were Tesla and Palantir. And I think that Palantir has gained significantly, and I would be very scared to hold Palantir at this point of time. But there's a lot of volatility out there. I would like to look at the VIX and see where VIX lands so that we can decide whether we would be able to do some day trading or swing trading in any of the shares if there is an opportunity from the shares in our watch list. That said, I think that we have a good resistance, this diagonal line of resistance, which was earlier a support in Nasdaq futures. And today the diagonal line of resistance is at 20,594.75. That's the diagonal line which is stopping us, and right now the market is at 20,575. So there is around 400 points gap that we have to cross, and once we convert this diagonal line of resistance into a support, we have two more resistances coming, one at 20,664 and the other is coming at 20,905. So there's a whole range of resistance out here, and also this resistance at 20,664 is immediately supported by the 50-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 20,673.78. That is this orange line that you see out here. So very challenging indeed, and momentum is just at average and MACD is bearish. So it's very difficult to say what's going to happen, but pre-market enthusiasm, if it prevails after market open, I think we have a chance of breaking this diagonal line of resistance by the end of the day. Next, let's look at QQQ. And QQQ is up 0.36% in pre-market trades, but we have got a whole slew of resistance. This diagonal line of resistance is at play, and then we have the 50-day and the 9-day exponential moving average, both of which also become resistance for us. So it's looking difficult out there, and both MACD and momentum are not looking great right now. Again, if the pre-market enthusiasm prevails, then we are going to see some positive momentum and ability to stay above 495.96, which is our support level at this point of time. We don't want to lose this support, because if we did, it's not looking that great. Next, let's go on and have a look at our AI and the technology chart. And we are looking at Google, which is up 0.53%. I'm still optimistic that we are going to be able to reach 190.73 or $189, which is a rough ballpark target of our reverse head and shoulders. But Google has definitely seen 3 bad days. This is a bearish pattern that we have here. And I'm still optimistic only because we have got a diagonal line of support, which is a bull channel, which has got multiple touch points out here. And for today, I think our touch point is going to be at around 172.69 and Google is at 173.89. So if we stay above 172.69, then this bull channel would have been validated and things will look better. Pre-market, we have an indication that that could happen, but we are not seeing the MACD and the momentum move in the right direction. So if this enthusiasm prevails after the market opens, I can see an opportunity for us to validate this bull channel and stay above it. And in that case, I think things are going to look good. Tesla is up 6.57% in pre-market after 3 straight days of drop. There was a lot of profit taking after the meteoric rise of Tesla. And the news basically, I think, which is driving this positivity in Tesla is a relaxation of self-driving rules by the Trump administration, which means FSD becomes more valuable because it can now easily pass through. But I'm still skeptical about it because if FSD rules were relaxed, we could have problems on the road when accidents happen. We are in a litigious society. Who's going to hold the bag? Is the insurance company going to hold it? How will car insurance companies react to insuring Tesla? Those are the questions that need to be resolved. So I'm not buying this rally at this point of time. I'm still cautious about Tesla. And then we look at Apple. Apple is up 0.36%, still consolidating, and the vitals are looking weak. We again are looking at pre-market enthusiasm to prevail in order for us to see both MACD and momentum improve in the right direction. We have Meta, which is flat in pre-market trades, and Meta has been consolidating, but off late it has started dropping. It's below the 2 of the 5 exponential moving averages. Our next support is at 542.41, which is this yellow line, which happens to be the 100-day exponential moving average. To me, Meta looks very weak right now. Amazon is up 0.39%, and Amazon is also looking weak on the charts. Even though momentum is above average and MACD is bullish, it's moving in the wrong direction. I'm again counting on the pre-market action to help us improve the outcomes for Amazon. So right now, Amazon is indeed looking quite weak. It's being supported by the 50-day exponential, which is sitting at 199.98, which is this orange line. But if we drop below that, our next support is going to be 192.85, which happens to be this blue line, and it's the 100-day exponential moving average. I can see Amazon probably coming down further because we have a lot of volatility in the market, so the possibility of stocks falling further is higher than them going up, in my opinion. Microsoft is up 0.24%, but it's still in a consolidation range, and MACD and momentum are not looking that great. So, and pre-market enthusiasm is also not that strong. So I'll wait and watch what happens to Microsoft. AMD is up 1.43%. It has been very weak on the chart. There has been a lot of red candles. I think that some people are bottom fishing at this point of time, thinking that we are at the bottom because we have the RSI almost hitting the 30% zone, and we have got MACD, which is very bearish. So probably some people are thinking that we have reached the bottom and we should move up, and there could be some support out here at around 134.23, which is where we bounced back in the past from this diagonal line of support that we had before. So those are the optimistic factors which are giving this 1.36% bump, in my personal opinion. But we need to actually check that support and then go up. So I won't buy AMD right now. Palantir is up 0.76% in pre-market trade after a gain of 11.14% on Friday. I think Palantir is overvalued. It's very scary. We have gone above the red line of 80.83 on the RSI. So it's definitely I think overbought in my opinion, so I'll wait for it to drop down. I'm not going anywhere near Palantir. FNGU is down 0.27%, indicating a negative sentiment for the Mag 5, Mag 6. Broadcom is up 0.27%, and we have Oracle, which is up 0.35%. Oracle is doing very well. It's a stealth stock. My wife works for Oracle, so I don't touch Oracle stocks. They have those trading embargoes and various calendars. I find that difficult to follow, so I've never bought Oracle stocks after she joined that company. But it looks good. Her stock options look good, so I'm very happy about Oracle. But I would not be trading Oracle because of that particular logistical issue. Very good stock in my opinion. It's doing well. And then we have Micron, which is up 0.37%, but very weak on the charts. And we have Cloudflare, which reported very well on the day I departed for Cancun. 11.5% surprise, positive surprise on the EPS, was well rewarded, but now all those rewards are being taken back because short-term investors who got in, they are taking the profits. I think there is nothing negative in Cloudflare at this point of time, just the volatility that we see in the market. And then we have NVDA, which is going to report shortly. And NVIDIA earning expectation is 0.75 cents EPS per share approximately, and a revenue estimate of 33.09 billion. Personally, I'm bullish on NVIDIA because, first of all, I have a cup and handle target which says we are going to 187 or 188. So that's my first positive. The second positive is that we are still on a bull channel. Even though we have seen some drops out here, I have got a bull channel which has got multiple touch points, and that has to be validated today. Pre-market, we are down 2.13%. We are at 138.95, and my bull channel out here shows that we should be at 141.12. So in pre-market, we are not looking that great, but I'm going to wait for the market to open and see what happens out here. There could be a little bit of earnings jitters coming in. And another reason I'm still optimistic is because I've got another diagonal line of support out here, which is well below the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving averages, and below the 50-day exponential moving average. So there's a whole lot of support out here for NVIDIA. And in the past, NVIDIA has underpromised and over-delivered. That's another factor that's giving me bullishness. So I'm counting on those things. I still have NVIDIA with me, and if there is a drop in NVIDIA valuation, I'm not going to be that scared. This is a long-term holding for me. And along with Walmart and Costco and Exxon, I'm still holding on to these for the longer term, which would mean 3 to 5 years. So I'm not worried about NVIDIA. Qualcomm is up 0.75%. It has got a support at 158.44. Vitals are looking very weak. SMCI now has become a speculative stock. It's up 12.70%. But there is something, I think, in their books that needs to be cleared up, and they need to get a good accounting company, and they need to start submitting their financial data and get back to normalcy before I'll touch SMCI, because my risk profile as a retiree is very conservative. ARM holding is down 1.23%, and they're banking on the support at 128.14, but pre-market they have already fallen below that. So we'll have to see what happens when the market opens, because right now it seems like even this support at 128.14 is going to be converted into a resistance. Very weak indeed. ASML is also down 0.75%. A very good company. It depends on the policies. Let us see what happens after Trump takes over, and if there is any relaxation in the policy, then ASML will shine again. Intel Corporation is up 0.33%, but I don't buy it. I'm going to wait for more information to come, fundamental information that shows that Intel has got a winning product and a winning game plan. I want to see that happen. Right now, we have already met our target that we had earlier of around 24.43. That target has been met and exceeded, and now that we are back down again. We're getting support from the 20-day and the 50-day exponential moving average at this point of time. Then FNGD is up 0.17%. So there's a lot of indecision in the pre-market. We don't know how the Mag 7 are going to react. And the semiconductor index is down 0.53%. So overall, everything is looking a sense of indecision out there. And next, I'm going into genomics. And genomics, we see that all the stocks that we have in our watch list, except for CRISPR, have been negative on Friday. And today pre-market, they are all showing positive because people might think that we can probably bottom fish because all the vitals are looking very weak. So nothing but turn upward could happen. So after 4 days of red candles, I think PSEB is showing a gain of 4.08%. I think it's purely sentimental. I do not see any news item as such that should move it. IMTX is up 2.57%. Again, totally speculative. We have resistance at 8.80. I don't see how we are going to overcome that right now. We are below all the exponential moving average. We're technically at the bottom because MACD is as bearish as it can be. Momentum is as bearish as it can be. The only way to move is going to be up, and that could be the reason why people are buying up. And we have earnings coming up. According to TradingView, it's going to be today. We don't know if it's in the pre-market or post-market, but we can't rely on these dates for our genomic shares. So anything could happen. If good earnings come in, we can get a boost. Bluebird is up 2.21% in pre-market trading. And we have had earnings come up. There was an EPS surprise of 14.87%. And revenue is negative 41.21%. This company needs money. And if they succeed to get money in good terms, I think they would be able to survive. Right now, for my risk profile, it's very risky for me. I'm not going in there. Ginkgo Bioworks is up 1.41%. Again, consolidating. It has had a reverse split. That is why it's in a single digit at least. But I don't know what this company is going to do. All the vitals are looking very weak. Prime is up 1.94%. Again, chart is looking very weak. Allogene is down 7.72% as of Friday, and it has got no trades pre-market. Vitals are looking quite weak. Iowa is up 0.24% in pre-market trading. All the vitals are looking weak. This chart shows extreme weakness. All the positivity is coming because some buyers are thinking they are buying at the rock bottom and there could be a bounce back. mRNA is up 2.58% in pre-market trading. It's still in a bear channel. I do not see any turnaround out here except for bottom fishing, which accounts for 2.58% pre-market gains. Beam is up 1.87%. Again, I think it's bottom fishing which is working out here. Intelia is up 8.09%, which is a healthy boost. That brings us above this diagonal line of resistance, which now becomes a diagonal line of support. So this is a very good move from Intelia, but I do not see any positive news item that could attribute to this jump, except for the fact that maybe people thought that it couldn't go down any further, or maybe there is some good news that we do not know yet. Editas is up 0.75%. Again, the chart is looking very weak. Altimmune is up 0.26%. I lost an opportunity to sell Altimmune while I was on vacation. I couldn't access my trading account when it reached at 9.80, and also when it reached 11.13, the brief moment when it crossed over. My Altimmune shares are negative right now because the price right now is above what I bought it at, below what I bought it at. So I'm disappointed that I lost the opportunity to sell. But the investment in Altimmune is not that big, so I'm going to hold on for the next opportunity. We are still below this diagonal line of resistance. I'm going to just change this into red. And once we cross over above that, I'll be happy to sell my Altimmune. Next, we have Caribou Biosciences, which is up 4.52%. And again, I think it's a case of bottom fishing. CRISPR Therapeutics, it's back to 48.30, up 2.22%. It had good earnings report because the EPS was positive. The revenue was a negative surprise. EPS was a positive surprise. I like the EPS news, but since then, a lot of short-term investors have sold off and taken profit. So we got a steady drop in the value. And today we are seeing a little bit of gains, but the vitals are still looking very weak. ARCG is down 6% as of last week, but shown a smart gain of 1.50%. Assuming that we are bottom fishing at this point of time. We had a support at 22.94, and that has held for us because this morning we are about 22.94. We are at 23, so I'm going to leave this support green and hope that we stay above that. And then we have Grail, which was down 6.39% on Friday. Pre-market, there are no trades. So Grail, again, is looking a bit weak at this point of time, but both MACD and momentum are giving a little bit of hope for us. And also we have a fact that we have a bull channel out here, which is still validated. It's got multiple touch points and we are still above that. So I wouldn't worry too much about Grail right now. Illumina is up 0.45%. I don't know if we'll still be able to meet our cup and handle target of 160, but I think we are still above this diagonal line of support. So I have hopes, and this support at 141.43 has now become a resistance for us. So that's the bad news. This happened while I was on vacation, so we'll mark that red. The vitals are looking weak, but I'm personally optimistic about the business prospects of Illumina. So I'll stay invested. I have got around 50 shares there. Verve is up 2.09%. Again, bottom fishing is what accounts for this. So that's what we have there, my friends. And I'm going to look at Bitcoin. I'm going into currencies. Let's just have a look at Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin, which is almost, I bought for around $2,500. It's worth around $7,500 right now. So Bitcoin is a very bright spot. And for me, Bitcoins are denominated in Canadian dollars. So the depreciation of the Canadian dollar against the USD is still giving me that value. So that's what I'll give you as an example of an asset which foreigners can buy. Foreigners means people who are not US residents, people who are not US denominated can buy to hold on to the value when the US dollar appreciates. So gold and Bitcoin are two of those examples out here. And now Bitcoin is looking very, very strong indeed. And we have been above the RSI here before. So I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. It's up 0.93% already this morning. And we have a bull flag or a bullish pennant, whichever way you want to take it. I'm just going to drag this down a little bit so that I have the absolute points out here. And then I have these two supports out here. So it's a bullish pennant, or you could call it a bull flag. It has to break down on the upside, in my opinion. So it's looking very good. We have a long-time subscriber, Ishkadesh, who is in the crypto business. He's already in the mining area. So I wish him the best. I think he's having the time of his life looking at all the crypto going up. So here's to you, Ishkadesh. Please come into the channel and comment and let me know what's happening in your crypto world. This brings me to the end of this video. I hope you have a great week in the markets. It's very volatile, so be careful. Look at your risk profile. Don't go by what I am saying. These are my personal opinions, and my risk profile is very conservative because I'm a retiree. You may be a young person, so don't worry too much about what I'm saying. Use your own judgment. Look at your risk profile and try to take some benefits out there. One of the things I was talking about was we'll look at the VIX. We didn't do that, so let me take a quick look at the VIX. So here we are in the VIX, and it seems to me that the coast is very clear. We have some support at 15.88, so VIX could bounce back from 15.88. Right now it's at 16.49, well below 20, and we also have a resistance at 18.57. So I think probably a little bit of day trading is in order, given that there is no extreme greed out there. So the waters are a bit calm. So if you're a young person and you're feeling adventurous, there are some opportunities out there. Probably selling some calls on Palantir, and you could check out some of those options. Well, friends, you have a great day. I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.